class, let us discuss about diffraction grating. It is also known as Fraunhofer diffraction with N slits. This is the picture of the diffraction grating. Here we are taking N slits, and the slit width is A, similar same as in earlier cases, single slit and double slit, and B is the separation between the slits. S1, S2 up to Sn are the midpoints of these slits. And we are using convex lens to converge the diffracted rays, and we are keeping screen XY to focus the to get the picture image of the these rays. The rays which travel normal to the slits, that means theta equal to 0, will converge at point C, and we will get the maximum intensity at the point C. And the rays which are diffracted at an angle theta will converge at point P. Now let us study the intensity at point P. In this N-slit experiment, here there are N amplitudes. That means each ray is coming from each slit. So there are N amplitudes, and all these rays are converging at point P. That means they are meeting at point P. So we have to apply superposition principle. That is nothing but interference. So to get the resultant amplitude at point P, we have to add all these amplitudes from these slits. So we know that E amplitude from single slit is R naught equal to A sin alpha by alpha. And the phase difference between any two consecutive slits is A plus B. This side is A plus B. So if you draw the normal from S1 to the line passing through S2, then it will become S1 M1. So the path difference is nothing but S2 M1, that is A plus B sin theta. Already we discussed it in earlier cases. So the phase difference between any two consecutive slits pi equal to 2 pi by lambda A plus B sin theta. Let it rename as 2 beta. Here A plus B equal to D is known as grating element or grating constant. So resultant amplitude due to N slits is by vector addition. As same as in single slit experiment, we have to add all these vectors. Then the phase difference between any two vectors is consecutive vectors is pi. So R equal to A sin alpha by alpha sin n pi by 2 by sin pi by 2. Here n is the number of slits, pi is the phase difference between two consecutive rays. So that equal to A sin alpha by sin n beta by sin beta, and the intensity is nothing but square of the amplitude. So I equal to A sin alpha by alpha whole square sin square n beta by sin square beta. So to discuss about the intensity distribution, we have to know where maxima occurs, where minima occurs. Principal maxima, discussion of intensity distribution. Principal maxima equal to, principal maxima means amplitude is maximum. When will be amplitude maximum? Sin n beta by sin beta should be maximum. When it will be maximum? When sin beta will be minimum, should be minimum. Sin beta value is, minimum value is 0. So if sin beta, when it will be 0? When beta equal to plus or minus n pi, where n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, we will get sin beta equal to 0. So sin beta equal to 0, if n equal to 0, beta equal to 0, then pi by lambda d sin theta equal to 0, theta equal to 0 is known as central principal maximum. But when sin beta equal to 0, sin n beta is also 0, so it is 0 by 0. So to avoid this discrepancy, we have to use L'Hospital's rule. So L'Hospital's rules, limit beta tends to plus or minus n pi equal to sin n beta by sin beta, that equal to limit beta tends to plus or minus n pi. You have to differentiate numerator and denominator. D by d beta sin n beta by d by d beta sin beta, n cos n beta by n cos beta. when limit beta tends to plus or minus n, cos n beta and cos beta are 1, so it will become equal to plus or minus n. And when will minima occurs? Minima occurs, numerator should be minimum. That means numerator is sin n beta. Sin n beta equal to 0. But in this case, sin beta should not be equal to 0. Why? Because in the principal maxima, we got if 0 by 0, that means we will get maximum. Sin beta, using L'Hospital's rule, we will get principal maxima. So here to get minima, sin n beta equal to 0, but sin beta should not be equal to 0. Then n beta should be equal to plus or minus m pi. But beta equal to pi d sin theta by lambda, where d is a plus b. So equal to plus or minus m pi, and d sin theta equal to plus or minus m lambda. M can have all integral values except 0, n, 2n, 3n. Why? Because if m equal to 0, then beta equal to 0, then that relates to central principal maximum. If m equal to n, if you write n here, n and n will get cancelled. N and n will get cancelled. Then d sin theta equal to lambda, that corresponds to first principal maximum. So, but we need minima. So, this beta, this m should not be equal to 0, n, 2n, 3n. So m can have values up to 1, 2, 3, n minus 1. Why? Because it should not be equal to n. So there should be n minus 1 minima between two principal maxima. If it is maximum, it is minimum, it is maximum. In this graph, maxima, minima, maxima, minima, maxima. So these two are minima, and there is a one maxima between two minima. Similarly, if you, this is also minimum, this is also minimum. So in between these two minima, how many maxima are there? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If for 4 minima you are getting 3 maxima. For 2 minima you are getting 1 maxima. So the number of maxima is less than the number of 1 less than number of minima. So here this graph corresponds to central, these are principal maxima, but between two principal maxima we are having n minus 1 minima. So as there are n minus 1 minima, there are n minus 2 principal maxima. So this is the intensity distribution of the diffraction gradient.